you look at USA, we've won a lot of matches on conditioning. We've won a lot of matches just because we make things happen. We get out there and get after it. And if you look at like some of the rest of the world in Eastern Europe, like the Russians, they look at wrestling more like an art. So the art of the fight. So the fight is kind of the United States. That's what we're known for. And people, they're scared of that because it's tough. It's a tough match with an American. The art of the fight has me on there, and I'm actually down blocking the Russian right in the last 30, 40 seconds of the match. And it took the loss to Owings for me to realize that I needed what the Russians have when I'm in a match of that caliber. If I ever am in a match, which I don't want to be in a match like that, but if I am, I got to know how to finish the match. I got to know more about the sport. I got to be more, I'm an artist. I got to be artistic. I got to know techniques, strategies. And so once I lost that match with Owings, instead of just being a fighter, what it did for me was make me realize that I'm not good enough just to win on being tough. I got to start learning the sport a little more. It's the last 40 seconds of the match, and I'm being the artist. I was able to take what I didn't have in the match in 1970 and apply it in 71 in the finals, in the Worlds, and in the Olympics. And I never really understood it. And I was kind of mad at myself for years because I like to be aggressive. And I couldn't understand why I was just holding on to a 8-3 lead in the World Finals in the last minute. And then I held on to a 3-0 lead in the last minute in the Olympic finals. But I realized that that's part of the game. Understanding strategies, techniques, made me better.
To connect what me and Gable said, for me to shut a guy out or go to my counter offense, shut him out mode is part of the game. It has to be. It has to be. And that's what we don't understand in our culture of wrestling in the United States. We don't get that.
No.
We think, offense, get your offense. Well, that's okay for John Smith. I'm all for offense. I'm all for you getting your offense off and scoring points. The deal is not all of us have great offense. And if you don't have great offense, all of us aren't John Smith. Either you have the offensive skills to score points or you don't. So you got to be a little bit smarter in your approach. So we all want to score, but we all don't have the ability to score points all the time like John Smith. We just don't have those kind of shots. And so we got to connect that other piece to wrestling. He's saying that you have to have this skill in the tough matches, and that's exactly what I'm saying. You have to have that skill has to be built into you. I really like the way Jaden starts this match out, just with his motion, his hands and feet. As Americans, we're always better, I believe, when we're moving our hands, moving our feet. You see his Georgian opponent try to control the collar. Jaden does not allow him to hang collar. He immediately responds to that control tie, and he's not going to be held, or he's not going to be controlled with guys tie-ups, and especially a collar tie. Call's confirmed. He held him up to get the takedown. I think it was and it gave us one more point, which put us in a serious driver's seat. 3-0 in a freestyle match. He's up by 2 scores. And with his counter offensive ability, his defensive ability, and his offense, he'd be very hard to beat versus anyone in this circumstances. But again, look at his motion, look at the hands, look at the threat of the attack that he presents to his opponent. Second period starts. We talk about being a little bit more aggressive, not allowing this guy to stay in the match. Again, we want to stretch our lead out to 5 points, giving us a 3-score margin. And I think Jaden tries to do that early, and we almost got in trouble here. I don't believe it was a well set up shot. and he got in a little trouble because we ran into his opponent's best area. He reacted instinctively, which led him to the stopping of the shot and the immediate counter-offense to the shot. Ran corner on us. Freestyle wrestling, controlling that center of the mat is essential. So the referees don't call us for passivity, don't put us in the shot clock. Notice how Jaden dominates the position. Jaden wrestled a more tactical match at this point, knowing that he's 2 scores up and his opponent has to attack him, therefore giving us counter-offense opportunities, and that's what we're looking for right now, as well as maintaining center of the mat and controlling ties. If our opponent level changes, we level change. Our goal is to never let our opponent's head beat our chin, therefore not allowing him past our first line of defense, which is our head and hands. Watch the subtle movement. When his opponent level changes, Jaden level changes. See the action? Notice how Jaden's head stays under his opponent's chin. If he chose to, he could reshoot this position if he wanted. Look at him control the center mat and look like the aggressor, even though he's up by points, forcing his opponent to wrestle, not allowing the referee to get into the match. Perfect example of our head and hands and running corners.
Today's plan, you'll get warmed up on your own, get good and stretched. Once you're good and stretched, I'll take it over. I want to put you through some basic drills and skills, then we'll get into our technique. First line defense is head and hands. Head and hands, right? But he's good, right? He beats my head and hands. Next position would be my down blocks. Down blocks, one side or the other. Me personally, if I get caught down blocking left, I'm running right. Down blocking right, I'm running left. Meaning if I get caught down blocking right, I'm gonna hustle left. Big key for me is this right here. This is almost like a pacifier. Like you just feel safe when you do this. But really you're probably holding yourself out from a score and you'll have to generate those type of actions because you're doing that. And that's another technique day, right? I don't want to spend time there from the hold. I want to stop the hold. I want to be on this corner. So it's the exact same stuff we're doing. So now he's shooting, and most of you guys are already doing it right now. So he's shooting, down block. Big key for me is that pass. That pass to create leverage. That pass to create leverage. So one knee. Shoot your hands. That's all he's gonna do. Win corner. Go here. Other way. Just right now. And I want to release my toe. Go get it. My number one goal is defend myself first. Defend the hold first, then score. If he beats my head, he'll run into my down blocks. If he beats my head and hands, he'll run into my down blocks. We're not right there yet. So we're right here. We're in here wrestling, he shoots, my head drops. When my head drops, I don't do this. I'm trying to threaten this guy every single time he attacks. He needs to be threatened. If you don't attack him, he'll keep attacking until he gets you. So I gotta threaten my scores. This is a world-class action. Running corners. Couple things, stay here. Couple things after I block. From here, look how I use my hands. Run corner, single leg. I get caught on the other side, head drop, hand, running corner. Start popping up. Right to my score. This is a world-class action. Use your hands as leverage to catch positions to run down your attack. My action is going to be to drop my head, go. Reshoot the position, go again. My head drops, reshoot the position. When we start getting into match situations, my hands should drop, and I should be right back into the shot. I'm not looking to round that shot, I'm looking to fire because that leg's in my face. Go. I can take one leg back, do my reshot, go again. Here's my action, or Both hands down. Reshoot the position. I drop both hands in case he's shooting, and I got to release my sprawl.
In this clip, the athlete imitates the skill that was taught to ensure he'll practice it correctly.
Only if he drops weight. When he drops weight, you turn a corner.
For coaches, once we've seen that the athletes have properly imitated the drill successfully, then we know we can take them into the practice phase of getting in more reps.
Good. Good. What could you do better? What could you do better?
Penetrate more in the shot.
You're good here, dude. You're good here. Good, see it? That's what I want. Perfect.